Hey guys, so this video is going to be me just communicating to you guys what my New Year's resolutions are this year. This probably should have been a video for like the first, but you know, it's still January, so that's fine. But before I do that, and I also want to know what your guys' are, but before I do that, I want to say that I was rewatching my last video of reading from my journal entry, and as I do, because I like to rewatch them to see like what I could have changed or what I could have done better, differently, what I could have added, what I could have taken out, whatever. And I came across the part where I had said, a good antidote to loneliness is self-exploration. And that is not what I meant to say. What I meant to say was a good antidote to loneliness is a self-exploration. So quote me on that. Don't quote me on the other one, because anecdote is not the word I meant to use. Anecdote is like example evidence. Like, it's still evidence, is a kind of evidence, but it's like anecdotal evidence. It's like examples, personal experiences. Antidote is like cure, or like just, remedy, kind of like that. And yeah, so that was humbling to hear. The one time I was like, I remember after I said it, I was in my head, I was like, oh, okay, I kind of worded that kind of well. And then I read it, and then I'm like, or I didn't read it, obviously. I went back and watched it, and I was like, oh my god, that's not what I meant. And I felt like such an idiot. So the one time I'm like, oh my god, that was actually kind of smart. It wasn't smart at all. So what I meant to say was a good antidote to loneliness is self-exploration. So quote me on that one. So anyway, moving past that embarrassing realization, I have 3 New Year's resolutions this year, and I'm going to share them with you. So my first one is I want to lose 25 pounds. Originally, I lost 30 pounds, gained about like 8 pounds back, and, I'm still glad that I lost those 30 pounds, and the 8 pounds is like barely noticeable. It's not like super noticeable. I personally notice it. The point is, I've been backtracking from what I originally wanted, so I just want to lose 25 pounds. I don't think there's anything unhealthy about that. Second goal is I want to read 1 book every month. Reading used to be something that I used to do like all the time, especially like in high school and middle school. Like, I loved reading, and I was thinking back at high school and how I would just be in my room on my bed reading for hours and hours, and I would like lose sleep reading. And now, if I'm not losing sleep for other reasons, I'm losing sleep for scrolling on my phone. And it's like, it's just so unfortunate when I could, if I was going to lose sleep, and shouldn't, but if I was going to, it'd be much better to read it, to lose it reading instead of losing it going through Facebook. It's just, I just kind of miss that world of like, just a whole other world of existence and like imagination and the world of escapism. I miss that part of me, and I think that this is a good way to find that again. So I think I'm going to try to read, and I also kind of want to read different things. I've been reading a lot of nonfiction lately just to sort of like educate myself on things, but I don't know, I might honestly, I am that person, I probably might reread the Harry Potter series again, but maybe I should wait till next year to do that, but maybe read some fiction again and fantasy. So anyway, that's personally something that I think is just something that it would be nice to do again. And I don't think 1 book a month is too much. The third thing, and for me this is the most important thing, is I want to finish my first album. So I don't think I've said this, like, bluntly said this on this channel, but like, I want to be a singer. That is my goal. My goal in life is to be a singer-songwriter. And I personally feel that this is the beginning of that. Would be because I still don't even have a first album out, and music for me is like the core of my being, and this would be the first like step that I feel like I'm on the right track, as if I were to just get an album done. I was originally working with someone, and over time, I actually just recently realized, and I cut him off, I realized that he was not making me a priority customer, and I just think that, and he just wasn't motivated, and I just couldn't work with someone who was like that. So I'm seeing someone again on Monday, so that's like those are things that we all have to make decisions to like we all have to make sacrifices, I guess, for our goals. And I don't know, that was one of mine. But for me, if I don't accomplish any of the others this year, I want to accomplish that. That is the biggest one. Because I think once I get an album done and once I share it, I think that'll be my first, like, I'm motivated to do it anyway, but once that happens, I'll feel like, okay, I'm starting this. Like, I really am. And music really means so much to me. And so, yeah, I guess I just wanted to share that with you guys, to be honest, because, I mean, honestly, it's more for me. Hopefully that's not selfish, but I feel like when you share things publicly, you're sort of, I guess I'm kind of using, like, shame to motivate me. Like, in a sense, like if I don't get this done and I told everyone publicly that these were my goals, then I might feel a sort of shame, like, dang, like, a bunch of people were waiting. Or even if you guys weren't waiting, it's just like, I know I said I was going to do this and I didn't, and you might just feel a bit ashamed of yourself. And so for me, I'm just kind of using this publicity of publicly talking about my goals to motivate myself to actually accomplish them. But I also do want to know what your guys' goals are. You don't have to, but I would like to hear your guys' in the comments if you guys want to say, if you have any, or if you don't and you want to, you could create them and just comment it. Or if it's just goals you have, it doesn't even have to be like New Year's resolution goals, but I just think that I want to know what other people are doing to improve their lives. And I used to be the kind of person who, like, didn't like New Year's resolutions. I thought it was like an excuse to not make goals throughout the year. But I would say, like, a couple of years ago, I realized, like, it's more like an excuse to make goals when you otherwise would not have made them. So I feel like it's more like that. Like, even though a lot of people, obviously, we know don't accomplish them, it's like, it's still, there's nothing wrong with it. Like, the worst happens is you don't achieve it. And the best happens is you do. So, any excuse for me to make a new goal, I think it's fine. So yeah, that's really all this video is explaining my New Year's resolutions and wanting to know what your guys' are. How are you guys trying to improve your life this year? Comment below.